Tony McEntee and Barry O'Hagan have switched positions. O'Hagan has gone onto the 40 there. McGrain, I think, is probably the one who's gone into midfield. Nothing new or peculiar about that. That's been their tactic all along. We got a little shot a little while ago there of the Armagh fullback, Ger Reid. It's his 30th birthday today. But will Kerry upset the party for him? John Bannon, All-Ireland final referee 2 years ago, Munster final referee this year, is in charge. John from County Longford. The semi-final's underway. McEntee trying to take command early on there, but he's beaten for that one by Dara O'Shea, rated the most prominent, probably the best current midfielder, certainly playing in Munster. Mike Frank Russell looking for the opening score. That's a nice one. Mike Frank laying down the law from an early stage, getting there ahead of Justin McNulty, and it's a good point, and Kerry lead. Well, this is where he took it forward here with great purpose, got away from everybody. Smashing strike. Kerry outnumbered, as I said earlier, in terms of the support base here. Kick out by Brendan Tierney. Taken back here once again in midfield. This is Noel Kennelly. Suddenly there's a player isolated up in front there. Oh, what a shot! And Darragh Kennelly is foiled by Brendan Tierney, known to his pals as Benny. That was a really good goal chance. O'Kinneida, who got 2 goals and 5 points in the Munster semi-final against Cork, of course. The goals coming from penalties. A little block here. Darragh O'Kinneida feeding it through. Crowley, he's taken down. And the referee says that it's going to be a penalty. What an explosive start. It was very close to the large rectangle as he was making his way through that time. Johnny Crowley, the man from Glenflesk, who is a Garda based in Cork. So a penalty. Darragh O'Kinneida to take it. 2 successfully converted against Cork. Munster semi-final that day down in Killarney. He missed one for Gaeltacht in a recent club championship match, but he scored a winning goal later on against St. Kieran's. He's down there. 2 minutes gone. What a great start by the Kingdom. And it's 1-1 to no score. Darragh O'Kinneida's 6th goal in the championship came as a result of this foul here by Johnny Crowley, taken down as he was going through, and that was beautifully slotted away, and the goalkeeper misjudged it. Andrew McCann has had his number ticked for the foul that led up to the penalty. It was a beautiful strike, and that's a beautiful fetch in midfield by Dara O'Shea. What a start.
Fantastic start altogether, and actually Kerry have got the start that possibly Armagh needed if Armagh were to impose their style of play on the game. But there's a potential problem looming already for Armagh in the way O'Kinneida got the first possession so easily on Ger Reid.
Here comes Andrew McCann once again, trying to set up a meaningful attack. They look for the man inside, who's Barry O'Hagan. Foraging hard there was Paul McGrain. Fed through once again towards Oisin McConville. Well, it's a poor kick. And he had a poor semi-final, of course, in last year's championship. He's gone in there to remonstrate with the referee, John Bannon, feeling there was a late foul. Well, this time last year, of course, he had far more serious matters on his mind. His father was very seriously ill. There's John McEntee, there's a block. Comes out towards Elbaum McGarrett. Kicked inside once again. This is a very pacey inside forward line. Crowley's off once more, and they've got another one. Everyone on the inside forward line has now scored for Kerry. They've made the best possible start. This is a real blitz in the early minutes here from Kerry's point of view. The only good thing from an Armagh point of view is that they have loads and loads of time to make up the deficit. Paudie O'Shea behind the goal. We're still in the 4th minute. Kicked away by Paul McGrain. Chasing after there was Stephen MacDonald. Stephen got a wonderful goal in the Ulster final. There's Oisin McConville.
Whereas the Kerry start has been, so inventive and creative, the Armagh, in contrast, have ballooned 2 very good chances well wide, and they don't seem to have got into the rhythm of the game at all yet.
And of course they did this as well 12 months ago when they were facing Meath. Nicely taken down. They're still going forward. Cut out this time by Enda McNulty. Armagh just needing a score or two to settle themselves down. Kicked across by Eamon Fitzmaurice. Taken in once again by Crowley. Darrow Kineda outside of the boot. Wonderful accuracy. He's got a goal and a point. Man who earns his living as a broadcaster with Radio na Gaeltachta. What a start. 1-3 for Kerry, no score for Armagh. And there's another man whose birthday it is today, Brian Canavan. One of the joint managers, of course, of Armagh, along with Brian McAlinden. Donald Daly was rising up for that in midfield for Kerry. Picking the ball up at the end was Tony McEntee. Free kick taken by Cathal O'Rourke. Outside to the waiting Kieran Hughes. Loves to go forward. Got an excellent goal last year. McConville. Options available. They tried to spread the play rather adventurously. McEntee, however, was denied that time by the fist of Eardal McGarrett. Comes back once again to John McEntee. Inside towards Paddy McKeever. Outside of the boot, and that's the first goal for Armagh. It's taken 7 minutes. McKeever got 4 last year in a wonderful performance against Meath in the semi-final, delighting the Armagh fans, who will now feel they have a little bit of hope. It was fed forward by McEntee, in for McKeever, got away from his man. Tomás O'Shea powerless to deny him.
Indeed, the Armagh approach is much slower and more methodical than Kerry's. Kerry's ability to, to play at speed and their ability, in particular, to isolate their cornermen has been very impressive so far.
Kerry once again, this time it is Liam Hassett. Stopped, however, ball touched, and it's touched on the ground, and it's got to be a free down for Armagh. Well, the wind is interesting this afternoon. It's swirling and it's changing quite a bit as well, blowing towards us right now, if we were to judge by the national flag and the other little flags down there. Not of any great advantage, in other words, to either team. So Barry O'Hagan to kick this one in. Moynihan went for it, left it behind, came back. Stephen MacDonald was trying his luck. Donald Daly back out to help. And that time there's a bit of dragging, and it's going to be a free for Armagh. And Liam Hassett has his number taken by the referee. Not a booking, just a number tick, as it were. Tells me that his brother Kevin and new wife Sandra are watching this match on their honeymoon. Watching right now as Armagh come through, and O'Hagan! It's a goal! Barry O'Hagan! That's a wonderful response by Armagh. O'Hagan's first ever goal in the championship. He's been the story of the year, in Armagh football. Left off the panel 2 years ago, only called back into the squad on the week of the Fermanagh goal, and here he came through onto the pass and into the back of Declan O'Keefe's goal. From inside the goal area, it was difficult for the Kerry goalie. He was powerless. That's 12 goals that Declan O'Keefe has now conceded in just over 16 championship matches. But there was absolutely nothing he could have done about that. The defence absolutely ripped apart. Suddenly, there's only 2 points between the teams.
You must credit the vision there of Stephen McDonald, the way he was able to give that pass to Barry O'Hagan. Another player would have gone and taken his point, and the execution was beautiful.
Well, Kerry did it all in the opening 5 minutes, built up this huge lead, but now Armagh have clawed their way back into the game. That's Cathal O'Rourke, who's in need of some attention, I'm sure, from the physio, from Dan Turley. But this was the goal that will have delighted all followers up in County Armagh. Fed across beautifully to O'Hagan, bang, back of the net. Well, they're warming up one of their substitutes, Diarmuid Marsden, in fact, I think it is, across on the far side. There he is. Wonderful talent. And what a player to be able to come in off the bench, should he be needed. Marsden from the Clonmel Club. Indeed, people from Armagh Harps, Martin McGleenan, for instance, are watching this game in Brisbane today. And lots of other fans everywhere and anywhere as that ball is kicked away. So a free has been awarded. A bit of holding and dragging back. So a chance for Cathal O'Rourke to go forward. He's the one who usually takes them on the right-hand side with his left boot. Oisin McConville takes them on the left with the right. So there's the angle. This to put just 1 point between the teams. Kerry with 31 All-Ireland wins. Armagh, who've never won the title. Will this be their year? Deep intake of breath. He's caught it beautifully. The Drummond T player gets his first point from a free. Armagh fans thrilled. They've made an excellent recovery. 1-3 to 1-2.
It's a wonderful response from a man. Many other teams would have been down and out because of the blitzkrieg that Kerry started with, but it's a credit to their belief. And again, the goal has really set the game up, and we have a fabulous game in our hands at the moment.
And if you look at the inside forward line where Armagh are concerned, they've got McConville and McDonald in there, and they're trying to isolate two of the Kerry backs. Lots of players in midfield. O'Hagan wearing 14, coming forward, fouled, free kick. And the referee wants that taken again. But there are just two inside forwards for Armagh, as Eamon Fitzmaurice has his number taken. Perhaps there'll be more than that. It's a yellow card, in fact. Fitzmaurice from Canoog. Cathal O'Rourke going short this time to John McEntee. Played forward towards Paul McGrain. O'Rourke trying to come through again. He's fouled once more. So a free kick which could level the scores. Concern about the condition of Cathal O'Rourke there on his hands and knees. There he was coming through, and he was tripped.
What is a little surprising there actually at the moment is in that a couple of attacks that Armagh have had, Seamus Moynihan of all people seems a little uncomfortable there in the full back line and has given away a foul, and it seems to be again cajoling and roaring at a lot of other players, and there's a certain degree of unhappiness and unease there in that full back line at the moment.
Of course, the point is they'd love to play him out at centre half back. I mean, he started his career as a midfielder back in 1992 against Clare in the Munster final, but they simply don't have a fullback available to them right now of a sufficient calibre. And that's taken down well. That's Dara O'Shea from that free kick by Oisin McConville. And once again a free kick has been awarded, and it's once again to Armagh.
I think that's a very, very harsh decision, because from my viewpoint here anyway, Killian Burns seemed to actually be pushed in the back that time and admittedly touched the ball on the ground then, but I think he was fouled in the first place though, and I think the free kick should have been out.
It's O'Rourke who will take it. Will this be the equaliser? Once again there's booing and there's jeering. There's also lots of support, of course. He's kicked it beautifully. A second pointed free by Cathal O'Rourke. 14 minutes gone, and the teams are level. It looked in the opening 5 it was going to be something of a rout, but now it's 1-3 to 1-3. This was a kick here a little while ago, which was taken down beautifully by Dara O'Shea.
Again, what is interesting there is there are only 4 players altogether in the Kerry half of the field.
Here comes Tomás O'Shea, one of the stars of an All-Ireland semi-final at under-21 level 2 years ago against Armagh at Parnell Park. They wanted to win the All-Ireland that year. Here they come once more. Tom O'Sullivan, and he has wrestled to the ground, but the referee says, I'm giving you an advantage. Johnny Crowley trying to do something with it. Back Garrett getting it back into Mike Frank Russell. Got the first point of the match, and this time he's put it wide. It's just the first wide for Kerry in this game. But so many possibilities when Mike Frank is around and Johnny Crowley and Darragh Kineda. It's an explosive inside forward line if they get decent primary ball.
Yeah, they're going to find it very hard though, because already Armagh are applying this blanket defence system that they have. Everybody's back in their half of the field, and there are only 4 players altogether up in the Kerry half at the moment.
Kerry will have to try and play, I think, a kind of expansive game and keep it wide as much as possible to open up the Armagh backs. Here comes Enda McNulty. Back to his brother Justin, 2 years older. Going after him there was Liam Hassett. They play it a little short, but then work it downfield, intended for Oisin McConville. And his marker for the afternoon would appear to be Seamus Moynihan. Moynihan, the Kerry captain, about to take the free kick. That's a bad one. Hughes across there for it. Down towards Stephen McDonnell. Keeping a little eye on him, however, is Michael McCarthy from Kilcommon. McCarthy playing today in just his 6th championship match. Dara O'Shea. McCarthy knocking it ahead towards Eldon McGarrett. Andrew McCann after him. Inside towards Darragh Kineda. Joe Reid winning this one. The birthday boy getting it out to Kieran Hughes. Outside towards Barry O'Hagan. Running all over the field. Down towards the 2-man inside forward line. That's well anticipated. That's Seamus Moynihan. Decisive and positive, and he got a belt into the face for his troubles. Tempers rise. He walks away from it, but 1 or 2 other players were shaping up to one another. And the referee calling across Paddy McKeever. McKeever from Ballyhagan. And there's a yellow card for the Armagh number 12, already a scorer in this game. Playing today in his 11th championship match. Darragh Kineda rising for that. McGrain taking it down for Armagh. The Orchard County trying to work that ball out of defence. They're running into difficulty, and in particular Noel Kennelly in there to obstruct their passage.
Again, a little thing off camera at the moment. Tony McEntee started at full forward. The person who's manning the line at the moment alongside Benny Tierney is the same Tony McEntee.
Just seen Paul McGrain go all the way back onto the goal line. O'Kineda to kick this about 50 metres out, always going left. Well taken in, beautifully done by Tony McEntee. Out towards Kieran Hughes. Gathered well. That's kicked ahead there by Fitzmaurice. Final effort is by Eldon McGarrett, and he's put it wide. It's the 2nd wide for Kerry. 2 wides for Armagh as well. But there is the basis of a fascinating contest here. The explosive start by Kerry, the response by Brian Canavan's team. And there's Brian McAlinden talk about the story of the 2 Brians, joint managers.
Certainly a fabulous game so far, and what's wonderful to watch actually is the way both teams are trying to impose their own style on the game.
Brendan Tierney, known as Benny, in his 27th championship match, kicking this one out. Hughes toe poking it forward. Tony McEntee. And that's going to be a Kerry sideline ball. Eamon Fitzmaurice doing the needful. There's Donald Daly. Two Armagh players going for the same ball, and fortunately it comes down to Enda McNulty. Kieran Hughes. That's Paddy McKeever. Booted forward. Kerry trying to profit and trying to gain along that left-hand side. It's got to be a free. They've gained that much at least through Noel Kennelly. Johnny Crowley opting to leave this one for Dara Okineda. Scorer of a penalty goal after just 2 minutes of play. Goal and a point so far in the match for him. This is 45 metres out. And it is going always to the left. Team still level.
I'd wonder about Darragh Conacher taking those kicks. That's the second one from distance he has taken, and he hasn't managed to get hold of either one of them. And again, what's unusual is that he's taking both of them from the ground. Most players today that we can see are taking them from their hands.
It was 45 metres out, but he was very, very close to the sideline, which means we're talking essentially about a kick of over 50 metres.
Yeah, you would have thought maybe he'd have given it short that time, looked for a return.
McGrain rising up for this one for Armagh. Kerry get it back. Tom O'Sullivan was over there. Armagh get the free kick. Kieran Hughes wanted to take it quickly, now opting to leave it. It's taken by Tony McEntee, and it's a poor one. This time Seamus Moynihan coming across to take the sideline. Up towards Darragh Kinneida. Joe Reid fisting it down. Inevitably the McNultys are in there to help him. Ball goes to ground. It's a foul in any case, and it's going to be a free for Armagh. Taken swiftly. Here's Oisin McConville trying to get away from Seamus Moynihan. Succeeds. The support inside. He's a very pacey player. Great forward talent. He leaves it short, however. Declan O'Keefe with the save, but they're still under pressure. The umpire's on a right good look at this one, but it's still in play. Moynihan getting it out towards Eamon Fitzmaurice. There was certainly a scoring chance there. Noel Kennelly shows too much of that. Here comes Paul McGrain for Armagh. They look to finish off this move with something. Instead it falls into the arms of Declan O'Keefe. Twice that ball has fallen short in the last couple of minutes. Aidan McGarrett swinging it up towards Johnny Crowley, fisted away. Darragh Kinneida inside towards Mike Frank Russell. Still possibilities here. Kieran McGeeney going out to challenge him. Comes back here towards Liam Hassett. Hassett can't do anything with it, however, as the ball touches on the ground. It's still around, and it's taken away by the Armagh captain Kieran McGeeney. Out towards Andrew McCann. Great noise, great excitement. Teams level. Stephen McDonald thought about the pass backwards. Instead it's to Oisin McConville, who came to gather. Inside towards Paddy McKeever. Trying to sell dummies, looking for a second point. Partly blocked. Comes back to Donald Daly. Here's Aidan McGarrett. Darragh O'Shea having a quick little look up to see just who's moving into position. It was Darragh Kinneida. Not a good ball, however. He had no chance.
We must pay tribute to the Armagh defending. After a desperate 5 minutes, they have now held Kerry scoreless more or less for the last 20, and they're tackling tenaciously and in numbers every time. And we noticed there that Kieran McGeeney in particular is drifting back and making that extra man.
Yeah, Kerry's last score was in the 6th minute, you know. Here we are now, and it is, what, 23, nearly 24 minutes gone. McCarthy kicking this one out with care to Aidan McGarrett. Straight at Joe Reid. Inside for Paul McGrain. Cathal O'Rourke. Armagh coming to take the lead here. Can they do so? And that's not the best of kicks. He was a sub last year, very disappointed at that stage, but he's made a very good comeback to Championship football. Cathal O'Rourke. Well, look who's warming up. The great man himself. Perhaps Kerry feel this is the moment to spring him. The St Mary's man, Maurice Fitzgerald. That's a fine catch. Donald Daly. Kicked ahead by Noel Kennelly. Bad kick. Andrew McCann cutting it out. McEntee belting it forward. Cathal O'Rourke here. Armagh will be much happier with the last 15 minutes, 20 minutes of this game. Going down for that one is Michael McCarthy. Moynihan outside here for Donald Daly. About 10 minutes to go to half-time. Dropped inside towards Frank Russell, not quite working out, however, taken instead by Enda McNulty. Not Kieran Hughes. Forward for Paddy McKeever. Armagh have the ability to go short when they need to work it out of defence, and then they have also this facility of being able to bang it downfield, but not with the accuracy they desire at this stage. Frank Russell contesting with Enda McNulty. Fed back here. Here's a possibility once more, and there's a Kerry score. Put over the bar there by Frank Russell. He's got his second. He got the game's first. He's got the game's latest. It's a point that Kerry really did need. Liam Hassett was involved in setting it up for him, but this will steady them a little bit better. They must have been rocked by that Armagh comeback.
Very much so, and it's their first score in 20 minutes. And actually, as you said, it's significant to see Maurice Fitzgerald warming up at the moment. And maybe he'll be coming into the half-forward line, which doesn't seem to be actually, apart from McGarrett here down below us, getting into the game as much as they should.
It'll also put the frighteners on some of the other lads and say, come on, we've got to get going, doing the business. Meanwhile, it's John McEntee. Lovely ball, enterprisingly across, but has McConville got enough pace to get it? The idea was good.
Point you made earlier, Ger, is very true, that Armagh seem to have this facility to vary their game. They play the long ball at times, but they're running also from the midfield area directly at the Kerry half-back line, who seem to have difficulty in actually coping with them.
Right now they're having to cope with Kerry taking the ball out of defence. Seamus Moynihan over there. Daly feeding it ahead. They work it to Eabon McGarrett. But again, the Armagh backs group well. This time there's an illegal challenge. The referee has decided it's going to be a free to Kerry, 45 metres out. And he's still there waiting for his chance, if he gets the opportunity. The opportunity now presents itself to Dara O'Kinneida. A goal and a point so far. He's kicked it to the left. No danger there to the Armagh goal. He's missed a few now.
That's his third one to miss, actually. They all have been from distance, but none of them are actually getting the required height, which is a strange thing for Dara. And I'm surprised that he hasn't taken them from his hands.
So it's going to be Brendan Tierney who will kick this one out. School teacher in Newry. Part of the huge Armagh following there. Upwards of 50,000 people here in Croke Park this afternoon. Don't have an official figure. It's going to be Kieran McGeeney, the captain, who will take it. Kieran is a full-time official with the Irish Sports Council here in Dublin. Plays for Na Fianna. This is back towards Cathal O'Rourke. Lots of work for Oisin McConville to try and win the race. In fact, it is Stephen MacDonald who was putting in the challenge, and he's still putting in the challenge, but he's dragging down his opponent. And the foul on Donald Daly results in a Kerry free kick. And for that, MacDonald has his number noted. That's a decent ball inside, fed back out there by Noel Kennelly in the foul by McGeeney.
I think that foul actually looked worse than it was, because I think Michael Frank slipped as McGeeney was coming into him and probably caught him high.
Looks like the two centre-half backs by the end of the half will have yellow cards against their names. Watch for McGeaney, watch for Frank Russell coming through. He was fully committed. But Mike Frank did appear to slip under his body. And that time it's Darragh Kinnaird who makes it with this latest free kick. That's a goal and 2 points now for him. Happy fans who've made the huge journey up here from the Kingdom. Well, Armagh now, have not scored for 15 minutes, and that will worry former goalkeeper, now co-manager, Brian McAlinden. Tierney's kick out. One back again by Armagh, but not able to make headway beyond that midfield. Instead there's a foul, and Kerry take it back. Daly into the corner this time. Darragh Kinnaird taking on Joe Reid. Has he the beating of the number 3? Lots of support, good save. 45. Good piece of goalkeeping by Brendan Tierney to deny Darragh Kinnaird. That's a 45-metre free. This is where he was taking it in along the baseline here. Reid was after him. There was plenty of other support there as well for the Armagh number 3, but Tierney did the needful.
Yeah, again, notice who's actually giving Reid the support. It was number 9, McEntee, who started off a full forward.
Well, in the past you might have expected Maurice Fitzgerald to be taking these very long-range kicks. Maybe a very slight breeze at this stage just behind him. Again, he's kicked it low and short, but still there's pressure and still there's Crowley around, feeding it outside, and that's Daly to punch it over the crossbar. And Kerry's latest point, scored by their midfielder. He's made it 1-6 to 1-3. Donald Daly's 6th point in championship football. On he came to it here. Johnny Crowley fed it out to him. Good awareness of the possibilities.
All along throughout the Ulster campaign, Armagh had this problem of not putting teams away when they had the advantage, and the same little difficulty is emerging today. They had loads of chances after they drew level with Kerry to build on that, but they haven't done it.
They're 3 points adrift at this stage. Darragh O'Shea dragged down by Paul McGrain. In for Darragh Kinnaird again. He's popping up everywhere and anywhere, taking the full-back well out of position. Leading in the Murray dance, in fact. Darragh O'Shea's kick curls and curls beautifully. That's his first point. Both midfielders have now scored for Kerry, and they've got the last 2 points. And Kerry have opened up a lead here of 4 points. It's 1-7 to 1-3.
Anonymously again for Armagh, Darragh Kinnaird is starting to cause trouble for Joe Reid, and he's assisted, I think, in 2 of the last 3 scores.
This is where the latest one was built up. That was an impressive kick by O'Shea. Remember, Kerry led by 1-3 to no score. Then it was 1-3 to 1-3. And now Kerry have taken a grip once again. Just about 2 minutes to go to half-time. Injured player is Darragh O'Shea. In fact, it's Daly, the other midfielder, who's gone down injured. And there's a yellow card for Darragh O'Shea. That looks to be Aoife Ní Mhuire, who's in there to attend to the stricken midfielder. Armagh fans, I think, in particular, trying to get right behind their team once again. They need scores. It's been a long time since they last managed to raise a white flag, not to mention a green. This was the tussle a little while ago here. Armagh have made 11 scoring chances so far to Kerry's 15. That free kick is taken by John McEntee. Comes back into midfield again. Daly feeding it forward to Darragh Kinnaird. He fumbles this time when he had opportunities to gather and to create something. Here comes Kieran Hughes, loves to attack. John McEntee with that left boot, belting it in there into the danger zone. Comes down to McGrain, here's an opportunity! And that's gone over the bar. Oisin McConville of all people. He had a goal chance. It's his first point of the game. But that lady there realises Armagh should have got goal number 2 for the game. And of all people, it was Oisin McConville who was suddenly in the clear. They don't get too many goal chances better than that one.
It's a bit like, I think, Eugene Clunan's last Sunday. Same situation. Should have been a goal that time, but spooned the ball completely over the bar.
Fed beautifully out to him. He had every opportunity of doing it, but he has to be content with just a point. So yet another free kick. Kieran McGeeney down over the head that time of Stephen McDonald. Back again towards McDonald. A real hit and hope on this time. Always going left. That's 4 wides for Armagh. That's 4 wides as well for Kerry in this match. Declan O'Keefe, a Garda based in Cork City, made his championship debut for Pádraig O'Shea in Clonmel against Tipperary about 4 years ago. Michael McCarthy doing the parading against Stephen McDonald. Everywhere Stephen goes, so does Michael. It's won back by Cathal O'Rourke. Bundled up over there, fouled as well. The referee determines. Inside towards Oisin McConville, getting first run on this one against Seamus Moynihan. Played back here towards Barry O'Hagan. And he's got a score. That's a goal and a field now for Barry O'Hagan from the Clonmel club. And bit by bit, Armagh edge themselves back into this, albeit in injury time. 1-7 to 1-5.
Even though McConville missed a goaling chance a couple of minutes ago, he's causing Seamus Moynihan quite a bit of trouble and is getting on the ball repeatedly in that 2-man full forward line.
There's the final whistle of the first half. An interesting first half it has been, where Armagh fell behind in the opening 5 minutes, concede a goal and 3 points. But the goal scorer Barry O'Hagan brought them back into it with a goal after 8 minutes, and of course the penalty goal after 2 was by Dara O'Kineda of Kerry. Not a lot to choose between them here in Croke Park in the first of the Bank of Ireland semi-finals, and at half-time the scoreline is Kerry 1-7, Armagh 1-5. We're having a little look around as well, just to see are there any changes whatsoever, but don't see any so far. We're still waiting for the arrival of players such as Maurice Fitzgerald, and of course also the possibility of the great Diarmuid Marsden coming into the action. 2 great players indeed. Armagh with Paul McGrain pumping that one in deep, looking for the best possible start to the second half. They're still challenging, they're still looking for scores, and that's kicked over the bar. That's a very good score indeed. Tony McEntee the scorer. Tony from Crossmaglen, back the scene of one of the great triumphs of the year for Crossmaglen Rangers, of course, in the All-Ireland Club Final on St. Patrick's Day. This is where he took command of the situation, onto the right boot, belted it over. Interesting that the twins, Tony kicks with the right, John kicks with the left. Kerry trying to win possession and get things going once again with Eldon McGarrett. A surging run through. Armagh tried to deny him. That's John McEntee. Forward here towards Paddy McKeever, playing very deep. That suits Kerry, looking for their first point of the second half. Brendan Tierney playing down there just in front of Hill 16. When he went back after half-time, he gave them all a little round of applause, as it were. Broken ball here, Stephen McDonald. Fans of Armagh will remember his great goal in this year's Ulster Championship final. Oh, that's very, very short indeed. McCarthy with the shoulder in the end there. But it's going to be Armagh's sideline ball. Kieran McGeeney was in there. In fact, it's going to be a free instead. So Cathal O'Rourke opted to kick it this time, it seems, from the hands. Michael McCarthy's number was noted by the referee. O'Rourke dropping it well away to the left-hand side. Going back there is Seamus Moynihan. Big one downfield, but McGarrell can't keep it in play, nor can Mike Frank Russell.
There in that last little incident out down below us here, Liam Hassett was very hesitant in going for the ball, and he's not having a good game at all today.
And he has a big role to play. He's up against Kieran McGeeney, of course. So it's going to be yet another free. An advantage of 13 metres is being awarded by the referee John Bannon because of protest by Seamus Moynihan. It means the kick is now on the 20-metre line. So stepping up to take it is Oisin McConville. This to level the match. Breeze is whipping up a little bit, and it's favouring Armagh right now. Nicely done. That's his second point. They're through, and the teams are level for the second time in this All-Ireland semi-final. 1-7 for Armagh, 1-7 for Kerry. Armagh fans hoping and praying that their side will get through for a first All-Ireland final for 23 years. Everybody remembers the great colour they brought here in 1977 when they played Dublin. Armagh fans also remember the result. Fisted back down again by McEntee. Here comes the centre-half back, Eamon Fitzmaurice. Spreading it out for Airdón McGarrett. Challenged the whole time, however. The foul is committed over there by Andrew McCann. Fitzmaurice just feeling his head. He was an injury down a couple of weeks ago after a club match because of hamstring trouble. And the referee has been speaking to Andrew McCann. He's already taken his number, so it has to be a yellow card. Maurice Fitzgerald is in. Big, huge cheer from the enthusiastic Kerry following here. But the great man bearing the number 17 shirt is in place of Liam Hassett, who, as you said a little while ago, Martin, had been having a disappointing afternoon.
Yes, and I think Morris is going directly in Kieran McGeeney at centre-half forward.
Kicked in there deep. Dropped by Paul McGrain. Gathered instead by Brendan Tierney. The kick out by Justin McNulty. Taken by Cathal O'Rourke, trying to make headway. He was fouled. Free kick quickly taken inside towards Barry O'Hagan, the Armagh goal scorer. That's a beautiful ball from McConville. Moynihan's after it, and Moynihan gets a block on it, and he denies it going out for a 45 or even a line ball by chasing after it quickly, showing tremendous anticipation and eagerness. Here's Tom O'Sullivan. Johnny Crowley feeding it back to the left half back. Shoulder coming in, a bit faint. That particular shoulder by John McEntee. Not effective. Kicked across by... Oh, that's gone over by Airdón McGarrett. The pass was by O'Kinneide, and it's McGarrett's first point, but he might have had a goal there. He shakes the head ruefully, but it was Dara O'Kinneide who fed it across, and you could be certain he was going for the goal. A cheer now because Dermot Marsden is coming in. If Kerry can produce an ace, Armagh will feel that they can produce one also. He's going in and he's replacing Paddy McKeever. It hasn't been a good season for McKeever. He's off. Not enjoying the success of last year. So each side having made what could be a vital change. Here comes Noel Kennelly. Getting away from Kieran Hughes. Still going through this Armagh defence. Good work by Justin McNulty. Linking up with Brendan Tierney. Difficult ball for McEntee, but he takes it well. Daly's alongside him. Confirmation of the most recent change. Well, it was intended for Dermot Marsden. He never had a hope of getting that one.
just going back to that score of yeah, that's a fantastic block actually by Seamus Moynihan there, but I think Seamus was lucky to get away with that because he had pulled the jersey of his opponent just immediately before that. But we're just going to talk there about the pass that Darragh Cunningham gave for that score by McDowell. It was fantastic.
Yes, it was a super ball, but just a point coming from it. Here come Armagh, Paul McGrain. Midfield wearing number 11, inside towards Stephen McDonald, one of the great young talents this year. And that shot has gone to the left, and it's gone wide. Well, in fact, there was a touch. He's happy, he's getting something out of it. He's got a 45 for his team. But he's a very fine young player. In fact, arguably the find of the year. Gives a lot of speed and width to the Armagh forward line. And as you can see from his game, he's absolutely fearless. So this 45 to be taken here by Oisín McConville. 2 points so far, one from play, which might have been a goal, one from a free. Here's where Armagh can draw level once again. McDonald waiting inside. Breeze at this stage behind him. He connects well. Banking it over the crossbar. The team's level. Third time in the match. McConville doing the needful from the 45 free. Their supporters have seen their team come right back into this match. 1-8 to 1-8. But still very early stages in the second half. Declan O'Keefe's kick out, trying to pick out Aidan McGarrett. He drops it down. Kieran Hughes is in after it. Noel Kennelly's after him. Hughes going forward. Lovely ball inside by McDonald to Hughes. Can he get another goal like he did last year? Good shoulder. The attack kept alive. Back towards Oisín McConville. Easy one for Declan O'Keefe. Feeding it out for Donald Daly. Whenever there's a hint of danger, Daly comes from midfield back into his own full back line. There's more danger here. Cathal O'Rourke. Tom O'Sullivan was after him. McGarrett's there as well. Played across towards Kieran McGeeney. One against one inside. Moynihan doing well this time. And the second time. Played out towards Daly once more. Here comes Tomás O'Shea. And Jareed nursing this one out over the sideline. It's a sideline ball to Armagh. This is the interception just a moments ago here, as we look at the tackle first of all from Seamus Moynihan, and then it was taken away from the incoming forward, who was Kieran Hughes.
Ominously actually for Kerry, when Armagh started running at them this half, they're causing endless trouble for the Kerry defence, and it's been a couple of heroic efforts there by Moynihan that has kept out major scores.
That's a foul by Tomás O'Shea. I think they call a 5-13 in the rule book, where you put the boot in as the other player is going down to take it. You look for a Chinese takeaway and ask for a 5-13, you probably get Chow Men. McConville's ready. Movement ahead of him by Marsden, left-hand side. It's still in play. Well, it was up to that point there. Stephen McDonald protesting. Umpire right alongside. There's not a great deal of space for the umpires to move behind that particular goal nowadays.
Nor is there a lot of space in the middle of the field. Armagh are getting the bodies in there. Kerry are having great difficulty getting the ball up into their inside line.
So we're 11 minutes into the second half. O'Sullivan trying to win this kick out. And there's a bit of jostling and pushing, and it's going to be a free to Armagh. O'Sullivan is penalised. Also had his number taken by John Bannon. Cathal O'Rourke about to kick this free. Now, can he put Armagh in front? They've never led in this match. This free is just outside the 45-metre line. These opportunities are absolutely vital. It's going well away to the right. Just miscued there by Cathal O'Rourke. He's got 2 points so far in the game, both of them coming from frees. Bobby O'Shea's team, of course, were favourites, I think, in the minds of many people to take this particular scalp of Armagh and go through to the final towards the end of September. But Brian McAlinden behind him and Brian Canavan have other ideas. Kerry get it out once again, this time towards Noel Kennelly. Booted in well. Mike Frank Russell's there, he fists it and he fists it over the bar. That's a third point now for Mike Frank Russell. 4 shots on the target, 3 of them resulting in scores. Good work by Mike Frank Russell, and Kerry steal in front once again. It's a most intriguing match, this one. And just a bit of misjudgment in there by Enda McNulty. Reid was chasing after Mike Frank, but there was no way of stopping him.
I think the sun got in his eyes just at the wrong time, actually. It was a wonderful piece of opportunity with Michael Frank.
Maurice Fitzgerald is out around midfield at the moment. Here comes Killian Burns. That's kicked straight there at Andrew McCann. McCann feeding it forward. Armagh adventurously take it on with Cathal O'Rourke. Inside towards their full forward, but that's very good work by Michael McCarthy. Can't get it up, however. He stumbles, he fumbles. Once again, it's Cathal O'Rourke. A battle to the death, you feel here, between two teams. Well primed. The possession just given away there. The sheer pressure play of both teams. Here's an opportunity for Oisin McConville, but he's kicked it well into the canal end. The stand which is still taking shape.
I can't help thinking back actually to last year's All-Ireland semi-final against Meath, when Armagh had this period of ascendancy after half-time and again kicked wide after wide, and they're doing the same today. They should be pressing home their advantage at the moment, because territorially they're having most of the game played in the Kerry half of the field.
McConville has just got 3 points so far from 9 shots on the target. So frustration definitely creeping in where he's concerned. There's John McEntee. Darragh O'Shea trying to get in his way, but in doing so he fouls him. McEntee will take it himself. Pumped in deep. It breaks down beautifully. Oh, it was Marsden who was denied. Declan O'Keefe perfectly positioned, but another goal chance for Armagh. They might have had 3 in the bag at this stage. Aidan McGarrett can't take it in. Instead it's the other number 10, Cathal O'Rourke. Who's marking on the far side, to begin to wonder? Stephen MacDonald was just given sufficient latitude, didn't finish all that terribly well. High up into the air, twisted away by Seamus Moynihan. Out to Darragh O'Shea. Down towards McGarrett. Joe Reid coming away out from his full-back position. Helped there by Kieran Hughes. Next it's John McEntee. He's got support on the left if he needs it. McCann is available. Here he comes. Andrew McCann from Tiermanlow. Back towards Stephen MacDonald. They're taking an awful lot of passes. Somebody finally taking responsibility, and it's Tony McEntee, and he's hit it badly wide. Armagh still trail by a point. Well, Declan O'Keefe got his positioning absolutely spot on to deny the man coming through, who was Diarmuid Marsden. He was resourceful, he used the legs. Doesn't matter what part of the anatomy you use once you keep it out. And number 21 there is Alan O'Neill. Came in the last couple of matches in the Ulster Championship. But that was a stinging shot by Marsden. And there's Dennis O'Dwyer from Waterville. He's coming onto the field as well, and it's Aidan McGarrett, I think, who's making way. Mike Hassett, it seems, has also been brought in. In fact, he is in. And it's Killian Burns who's gone off. So a double substitution there by Kerry. They're not terribly happy. Just a point ahead. There's Mike Hassett who's come in. When Mike's come in, Liam went off a little earlier. 3 substitutions used by the Kingdom so far. Remember, you can use 5 in hurling and football in this championship. Here's Mike Hassett. Johnny Crowley. Well, doing his best to try and keep it in play, but it just ran away from him. It's Armagh sideline ball. Is the game, even though Kerry are winning, beginning to slip from them?
It is, and there's an awful lot of Kerry players who seem to be struggling with the pace of the game. Noel Kennelly is not able to get onto the ball as much as he'd like to, and a lot of the Kerry players are really finding the pace of the game difficult. Morgan is having a super third quarter, actually.
We thought earlier on he was in difficulty back there against Oisin McConville, but the longer the game has gone on, he's become a star. Daly, huge one down towards Frank Russell. They jostle, they tussle, and the referee has decided that the foul was by Frank Russell, and it's a free out to Armagh. Johnny Crowley wanting a little word there with Justin McNulty. So free to the Ulster champions. And Armagh are bringing in a substitute. That's Alan O'Neill. We saw him preparing a little while ago. Big, strapping lad. Giving the little slip of paper to John Bannon once he catches up with him. Now, have they got 16 players on the field right now? That seems to be the case. The player going off is Stephen MacDonald. Didn't make a great deal of headway in the match, failed to score. Here comes McGeaney. That's nicely taken by the new man in, Alan O'Neill. Back to John McEntee. Tony McEntee, his twin brother, at the end of this one. Trying to get it onto the right boot, he's got a scoring chance, and again a fantastic block down by Seamus Moynihan, but they're not out of danger just yet, and that ball is sent over the bar. Paul McGrain, the point scorer. So the teams are level for the 4th time. This is an intriguing All-Ireland football semi-final. High-quality fare. Watch this. First of all, there was a block, brilliantly done by that magnificent fullback Seamus Moynihan, the man of the series in Australia in the international last year. But McGrain was on hand. 1-9 to 1-9.
And again, Kerry need to start getting more possession around the middle of the park from Donald Daly and from Darragh Shane. Neither of them are having the games that you would expect from them at this level.
Paulie is worried because Seamus Moynihan seems to have an injury. Now, you recall him coming off in the Munster final against Clare. Then we thought it was a hamstring. Now it seems to be a facial injury. He's really kept them together at the back.
Yes, I'd agree with you completely there, Gerard. They have been overwhelmed in the second half. And again, it's the middle of the park seems to be the problem. What's more, Armagh have changed their tactics somewhat. They're letting in an awful lot of high ball into the forward line. And physically, they've brought in a few bigger players. Alan O'Neill is a big player replacing Stephen MacDonald. But they seem to have too much power, actually, on the field for Kerry at the moment.
So Brian McAlinden pacing up and down there with P. Shea, as he's known to followers everywhere. Looked like a nosebleed that he sustained there just moments ago, but Seamus Moynihan is okay. Kenneth Dillon is also, I think, about to come into the action. But we'll wait and see about that. Worrying time for the coaches. Only 14 minutes are left. A place in the final at stake as Mike Frank plays it into Crowley. Gets away from his man, Johnny Crowley, he's taken down, or was he? Comes back to Maurice Fitzgerald, back out to Kennelly, and it's over the bar. No Kennelly from Listowel Emmett, fired up, the fans are fired up, and Kerry go back in front once more. I thought there was a penalty there.
Certainly I'd agree there was a penalty there. Whereas in the first half I disagree with it, and that he definitely should have had a penalty that time.
Here comes Crowley, going around Reid, in came the tackle, that's a definite penalty. The foul by McGeaney, the referee says play on. They got a point out of it, they could have got 3. Kerry take command again. Mike Frank Russell inside towards Johnny Crowley, ever the danger, back towards Maurice Fitzgerald, coming forward with style, and goal! Fitzgerald, 22 minutes into the second half, Maurice Fitzgerald coming forward menacingly with skill, great awareness, totally in control. The keeper went one way, but the ball went the other. Benny was going left, the ball was going right as Maurice Fitz was coming through. Kerry lead by 2-10 to 1-9. Armagh missed a lot of chances. Kerry defending once again. And that is put well away to the left.
The one forward here on the Kerry team that's been supreme in the second half is Michael Frank Russell over on the far wing, and it was he who engineered that, not alone, as well as the point actually that came before it. He's been wonderful over in McNulty, and McNulty needs to get in touch with him.
Well, you think about the greatness of DJ Carey playing hurling and the greatness of Maurice Fitzgerald, Player of the Year in '97 and goal scorer supreme here 3 years on. Two of the great stars of Gaelic games. That's some way to come back and announce your arrival back into the Croke Park scene, as it were. That's Maurice Fitzgerald's 12th ever goal in championship football, and he's a bit more relieved. Mightn't let on right now, but I'm sure he is. Still, it's going to be a battle to the finish. 11 and a half minutes remain. Drop down, and Maurice Fitzgerald taking it once again. Thought about the quick pass. Jareed taking the touchdown there from Justin McNulty to his brother Enda. Back to Jareed. Here's Tomas O'Shea judging the bounce of the ball well. Back to Mike Frank Russell. He's been given too much latitude. Dennis O'Dwyer. The sub who came in the second half. Back to Johnny Crowley. Going by John McEntee. Not quite sure if there was a late challenge, but he fumbled in any case. Didn't get anything out of it when there was a point probably there for the taking. Armagh have the free kick. Cathal O'Rourke wants to take it. Up towards Marsden. Tomas O'Shea again. Kerry rampant. Their confidence suddenly high as possible by virtue of that Maurice Fitzgerald goal. Here comes Mike Hassett. Inside to Noel Kennelly, trying to knife his way through. Stopped by Kieran Hughes. Fouled, however, and it's a free in for Kerry.
It's amazing what that goal has done for Kerry. They seem now to have 16 or 17 men on the field. They've been really energised and inspired by it.
We mentioned the penalty incident. They got a point out of that eventually. That might have been a talking point had there been just, say, a point or so between the teams at the end. And then Maurice Fitzgerald simply sailed into the game and sallied past everybody with devastating effect. Kennelly to kick this. It's gone wide. Interesting, he's taking over the free-kicking duties from Dara O'Kinada. Of course, they also have the option of Maurice Fitzgerald. So is it to be disappointment for Brendan Tierney and his colleagues for the second year running at the All-Ireland semi-final stage? Not too many Ulster teams have retained their title. Armagh are one, however, in the last 25 years. That's McEntee, inside towards Marsden, trying to wriggle his way away from Michael McCarthy. Still it's Diarmuid Marsden. Difficult ball for McConville to take. Oisin McConville going down, foul committed by Tom O'Sullivan. It's a free in for Armagh. Tense faces up there among the stands. And it's a match which has been played in a very good atmosphere. Sure, there's tension about. The prize is great. It's an enormous prize.
Great atmosphere, great tension and great sportsmanship.
They could do it this way. There will still be 8 minutes left. Cathal O'Rourke has got 2 out of 3 frees so far. He's now got 3 out of 4. Huge cheers by the Armagh followers. Well, now there's just that Maurice Fitzgerald goal, as it were, between the teams. Armagh need to get a grip again in midfield, and they need to pump that ball forward. And in McConville and in Diarmuid Marsden, there is the potential to get goals. Reid out there marking Maurice Fitzgerald. Kieran McGeeney rising up for this one, he takes it brilliantly. Fouled. Foul was committed there by Dennis O'Dwyer. Cross towards Diarmuid Marsden, where he goes, so too goes Michael McCarthy. The Kingdom looking to get back into another All-Ireland final. This is between Enda McNulty and Mike Frank Russell. McNulty linking up with his goalkeeper. 7 minutes left. 1 goal between them. Kieran Hughes, fisted forward that time by Dara O'Shea, gathered by Kieran McGeeney. Nice ball ahead. Here's Oisin McConville taking on Moynihan. He needs to do so. He's got to try and get inside him. Kept out there by the number 3. Next it's Barry O'Hagan, their goal scorer from the first half, kicking ambitiously, but he's kicked it wide as well. A goal and a point so far for O'Hagan, but that's a chance they needed to put away. Well, Kerry about to make another change. It's going to be Enda Galvin who will come in. And he's gone in for Noel Kennelly. There he is. So that is now, I think it's 4 changes in all that Kerry are forced to make.
Yes, and significantly, actually, all their half-forward line has been replaced.
That's stunning, really, when you think about it. Here come Armagh again. McCann. Back there is Darragh Kinneada. But cool as you like, it's Michael McCarthy. O'Kinneada kicking it. Down intended there for Enda Galvin. Beaten for it. McGeeney. Here comes John McEntee. And this time it drops short to goalkeeper Declan O'Keefe. Here comes Darragh O'Kinneada. Kerry are being put to the pin of their collar to see off this Armagh challenge. Mike Hassett. Down for Mike Frank Russell. Good defending by Enda McNulty. At least he keeps him at bay, and the ball is touched on the ground, and it's a free to Armagh. Sure, Mike Frank Russell realises it's Ger Reid's birthday and should just say happy birthday. 5 minutes to go. Well, Maurice Fitz has got the message. 30 today. Ger Reid, that is. Still a scramble, and the referee blowing it up in there. John Bannon just waiting, telling Cathal O'Rourke to hold it for a moment. Attention may be required. That's Darragh O'Shea who's down there injured. This is what happened just a moment ago there. Some scramble. It's going to be a free into Armagh. The Armagh fans willing their team to draw even closer. And that's a bad kick by Cathal O'Rourke. They've more or less kicked it away out there. It's gone out of play, but the linesman on this near side was waving his flag, but I think it's going to be a kick out.
That's a huge waste of possession, because you could see the Armagh big men getting around the edge of the square that time, expecting the high ball to come in on top of them, and to kick it out near to the corner flag was an awful waste.
You wonder at what state of fitness Diarmuid Marsden is in. We've seen very little of him since coming off the bench.
Yes, they've gone back to the 2-man full forward line now.
This is one here by Tomas O'Shea. McEntee's in with the challenge. Cathal O'Rourke is there. McGeeney's there as well. In the end, O'Shea is deemed to have held onto the ball too long, and And it's another free to Armagh. They're running out of time. Only about 3 minutes to go. McEntee. They've got to go for the big score. Marsden has kicked it and kicked it wide. They needed a goal there.
Well, they certainly needed a score there, because at the moment they have got again the run on the Kerry back line, and they should be putting away some of those chances.
That's nice hair in there, isn't it? Yeah, the frustration of being a joint manager. Armagh with 8 wides, you know, in the second half. Very, very frustrating. And 12 overall in the match to date. Lots to consider, lots to talk about. Many, many talking points. And Armagh fans will wonder, have they kicked the game away, as it were? Kerry will be delighted with the form of Seamus Moynihan in defence, and the way in which they were able to bring in Maurice Fitzgerald to score a gem of a goal. Is it to be Kerry's day? That's beautifully taken there by Donald Daly. He threw the ball.
Well, I think that's a very harsh decision, actually. That was a clear punch pass, actually. It's a very, very harsh decision.
The referee was behind him at the time, but here comes Oisin McConville. What will happen? He's kicked it, but he's put the ball inexplicably wide. He's had a total of 8 shots on the target, or 10 shots on the target so far. He's got 3 points, 2 of them from frees, and this was the 10th. That's an awful miss.
Yes, that miss by McConville there now, and by Marsden a couple of moments ago, had they been scored to be within a point of Kerry.
Our computer is throwing up some interesting statistics about the scoring chances. 32 so far for Armagh, 21 for Kerry. Armagh come again. Played in here towards McConville. Will somebody yet be the hero? Like Dermot Marsden. Played back in here, McCann! He's got it! Amazing! Bar level! Is it to be a second day out for both of these teams? Andrew McCann has made himself the hero, fed in by Marsden, played beautifully into the square, and McCann beat the goalkeeper in the last minute of the match. It's 2-10 to 2-10, and all of that down to the left half back from Tiernan Og. There's another free kick. We were watching the reprise of that. I didn't see what happened. The teams are level for the 5th time. Exultant Armagh followers. 2-10, 2-10. Is there a winner now in injury time? Beautifully in. They've got players over. Here comes Kieran Hughes, a goal scorer last year. Can't get the shot in. Held up by the Kerry defence. Kerry looked like they were through to the decider. It comes back towards Cathal O'Rourke. It's played in towards Oisin McConville. Trying to go through. Anything will do from an Armagh perspective. Back it comes once again. And it's over the bar! The captain, Kieran McGeeney, has scored. Armagh lead. The match is in injury time. Armagh are in front for the first time in this game. This is an amazing comeback. McConville playing it outside to Kieran McGeeney, and the captain puts it over the bar. Kerry are coming back, however. 71 minutes played. Does either side deserve to lose this? Here comes Maurice Fitzgerald. Kerry now look for something. A point or a free kick, perhaps. Armagh trying to be disciplined. Still Maurice Fitzgerald. The referee still playing time. A fascinating semi-final. The entire Armagh backline in there to deny Maurice Fitzgerald. The whistle has gone, and it's going to be a free out. What a match. What a fantastic sport. No wonder we all look forward to Sunday afternoons, Sunday after Sunday. They're ready to come on. to rejoice with the rest of the Armagh team. Only one ahead. 2 minutes of injury time has been played. Tierney's kick. We wait for the referee's whistle. Still no whistle. That's won there by the substitute, Alan O'Neill. Here comes John McEntee. Back to McCann, the goal scorer. Here comes Barry O'Hagan. That's a tame enough one. It gives a chance for Kerry to counter-attack. The referee has looked at his watch. Only he knows how many seconds remain. Perhaps one last chance for the Kingdom. Inside towards Darragh Kinnader. And that's going to be a free in. He's fouled, or is it?
Yes, it's a free in, all right, but again, I think quite a lucky free indeed.
Well, Darragh Kinnader might make himself a hero yet. He may not take the free. Look at the groans on the faces. What wonderful expressions. The sheer drama, the excitement. But the referee is deep into injury time. Nearly 3 minutes have gone.
It'll be interesting to see who's going to step up and take the responsibility for this.
Would you like to kick this one?
No, indeed, I would not, sure.
Maurice Fitzgerald, I think, is going to strike it.
Well, come at the man, come at the hour, as they say.
This time the jeering is from the Armagh fans. They're waving their flags up on Hill 16. A cool nerve is called for here. The most dramatic of conclusions. Will he point it? Will it go to a replay? Armagh thought they had it won. This is the angle confronting Maurice Fitzgerald. He's put it up and he's put it over the bar, and the teams are level. The 6th time the teams have been level. Maurice Fitzgerald with a goal and a point. And now surely there can be very, very little left. 2-11 to 2-11. What a second half. Absolutely crestfallen, that poor man there supporting Armagh, and those subs over there on the far side. 4 minutes of injury time gone. How much more is the referee going to allow? There won't be a winner here today. The Armagh fans, I think, are very unhappy with the amount of injury time played, but only the referee knows, because he stops the watch for the injuries and so on, and there were stoppages during the second half. He was perfectly justified, and Maurice Fitzgerald rescued Kerry in the end from a really very tight situation after Andrew McCann had scored a goal after 69 minutes. The Armagh fans, I think, just look at them. They look like they've lost the game. They'll be back again. There's to be a replay in the first of the Bank of Ireland All-Ireland football semi-finals. Off they go, but they'll have to do it all again at a later date. The fans, I think, a bit stunned. They were just taken with the emotion of the occasion for the entire 74 minutes, and I think they would have liked to have seen a result today. Maybe that's the disappointment. But if you're a Kerry fan and you're down there watching it in the Kingdom right now, you must be relieved, because this is the final scoreline. Kerry have come back to draw by 2-11 to 2-11. It was some semi-final.